good morning.
What a morning.
Welcome to Madeira again. Yeah, stunning morning, absolutely stunning morning. And we are back in one of our favourite places we've ever been.
Definitely.
Boca da Corrida, which is just down there. We've just popped up the very start bit of the hike.
We've done a couple of walks from there before.
Yeah, two I think.
One to down into the valley, into Corral das Freiras.
Down into there, you can see.
And another over to Encomiada.
Yeah, kind of over that way. But today we're mixing it up a little bit now. We're rolling the dice, if we're honest, a little bit. Yeah. We've passed on the first walk to the right side of Pico Grande. I think it's just been obscured by clouds.
It wasn't before.
No. Just up there behind those clouds is Pico Grande. We've passed on the first walk down this way into Corral das Freiras. And the second walk we kind of headed, you can see the sheer cliff faces below the summit of Pico Grande down into Encomiada. But today we're rolling the dice and hoping to get up to the top.
It's always been there, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Find me. It looks amazing, so
now
we're going to go and have a look.
We know we've done a bit of research and watched some stuff on YouTube and that, and it's doable. We know it's doable. The very last section, I think, is a bit sketchy from what we've seen and read. Yeah. There's kind of wires bolted into the rock. It's quite steep. They don't recommend doing it in wet weather, but I think we're going to give it a go. So far it's looking all right. Felipe, who's just dropped us here, reckons that usually the cloud clears through the day and it's only quite light up there. So,
you know what, it's a beautiful walk anyway, even if we just get up to the plateau.
We're probably going to do it there and back, so probably just from here up to Pico Grande and back to Boca da Corrida. We were thinking about heading down into Corral das Freiras afterwards, but that's a big walk to do all the way up there and back down. But we'll see how it goes. Yeah. But that is the plan.
Just enjoy it.
Not set in stone, but that's the plan so far. So yeah, we're going to get cracked on the trail. We put some fleeces on down there because there was a bit of a cool breeze and now we're both boiling hot. So yeah, we're going to head on up this way, round that path there you can see. And towards, it is just behind the clouds there. So, let's get rolling. How stunning is that?
It is, it's beautiful, isn't it?
Bit out of breath because
just a little bit.
I just realised I'd left the GPS in the car park on the floor and just had to run back about a mile to get it.
You numpty.
Yeah, I did a guess.
You did do a guess.
Gaz's favourite stunt that. Anyway.
Shout out boys in the wood.
So you can just see it kind of peeking in and out and in and out. You can see the kind of a little chimney on the top, can't you? Which is supposed to be the sketchy bit.
Yeah.
But it's not thick cloud covering it anyway, which is nice.
No, fingers crossed.
But just look at that, man. Spectacular.
Thank you.
We just met these cool guys on the trail. What are we picking?
Blackberries.
Blackberries.
Madeira. It's good because it's the island. It is in made in island, and the island have magnesium.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Strong in
mass magnesium, pure magnesium.
Pure minerals.
Minerals.
Ah,
it's
beautiful.
Good.
Delicious.
It's more for COVID's never.
So we've had ourselves a little snack on some blackberries, full of magnesium apparently. Don't know if that's true, but she seemed pretty intent on that. Nice group of people anyway. Well, we've actually lost a bit of altitude now. Just kind of circling round towards the base of the cliffs at the bottom of Pico Grande. That was part of a route that we did over to Encomiada, which was amazing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a fantastic.
One of the best routes we've done. But the scale of the mountains around here is just absolutely incredible. They are all stunning. We've got a nice little clearing here with an amazing view down into the Nuns Valley. You can see Corral das Freiras down there. And that sun is trying to peek its way through. So right now, it's kind of somewhere back there in the clouds.
It's going to clear.
I hope it's going to clear.
I've had a little word with the mountain gods and they will provide.
It's not looking brilliant at the moment, but that can all change. There's a little tiny bit of drizzle starting to fall, isn't there? It's actually quite nice though, isn't it? It's a little bit cooling, but I think it's more sort of the low cloud beginning to kiss the top of our heads. Well, there's Pico Grande with its head cut off. Summit is about there somewhere. So there's definitely some sunshine on the hillsides down below us, over towards Encomiada, but we seem to be heading a bit more into the mizzle, don't we?
Moment, yeah.
For now. But as we said, it can all change and quite quickly as well. But you can probably just see through the trees. There's some sunshine down there.
The weather in Madeira is crazy.
It is.
When Felipe picked us up this morning, where he lives in Portela, it had been absolutely tipping down.
Probably only, what, 40 minutes away from where we were?
And he picks us up and it's like 25 degrees.
Yeah, baking hot. Spotted a beautiful rainbow forming in the distance there. The rainbow's still hanging around anyway. The scale of this is just ridiculous. I mean, the space in front of you is absolutely immense. And that should be, well it is, hidden behind the clouds, the Pico Grande cliffs, with the summit perched on top. And we're willing those clouds away. They're kind of blowing in, I think, from behind the summit, so we still don't know what's in store. Well, the summit's just poked its head out the clouds, very briefly, which is promising. That's the first we've seen of it in about an hour. Well, a bit of a different feel to this bit. We've got some laurel trees to our left, some pines around as well, some burn trees there. And we're continuously glancing over to our left to see what the summit's doing. And there's a bit of a damper feel. I think there's been a bit of rainfall this morning up here by the looks of it. Yeah, there's a nice smell in the air, isn't there? Sort of rainforesty type smell. Well, it's looking better. She's poking her head out from the clouds a little bit. And that's a view down into the Serra da Agua Valley, which is pretty darn spectacular, it has to be said. And we are heading towards a little junction in the paths very soon, I think, where we're going to take a right and cut off kind of around this side of Pico Grande and loop up and hopefully up to a nice clear summit. And I did forget just how vast those cliffs under Pico Grande are. This whole cliff face here, we've walked this path across the bottom before, and that is one vast cliff face. But it's starting to look better up top. Just hope it stays that way. So onwards down there, under the Pico Grande cliffs, that would take you to Encomiada. But we've got this little kind of pretty well hidden steep turn off up here, which is our heading for Pico Grande. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
And we've got a beautiful view down to Corral das Freiras there, right in the middle of the picture. And that path in front of us would take you there. But we're cutting left again up this one, which is going to get steeper and steeper and steeper. Well, I think this is the first of the steepy, techie stuff. Not quite scrambling yet, but we've got these kind of wire ropes to grab onto. So I'm going to put the camera away and have a bash at that myself. How is it?
It's not too bad.
Yeah?
Yeah. So far.
Some cracking views down there. Quite good to have this stuff to grab onto, but also quite a drop down there. We got some nice views of the path we started out on, all around those ways. We came, this is Pico de Cavallo here. We kind of came round the back of that and all the way along here. And this is just almost completely sheer up to our left and sheer drop down to our right. So care needs to be taken. So that was a pretty darn exposed section, and it spat us out to this viewpoint. Wowzers. Whoa, man. I ain't getting too close to that edge, because that is one flipping long way down, that is. My word. That is one huge drop. Stunning, stunning views.
Not sideways by this place.
It just never disappoints, does it? There's some kind of celebration going on down in Corral das Freiras. Some big fireworks going off. And some very impressive echoes round the valley. Path is getting a lot steeper and a lot more exposed. We've got some crazy drops down to the right. And a lot of these sort of loose stone steps. Not too bad for now. I'm still having fun down in Corral das Freiras. Loads of fun down there. So we've got off the majorly exposed bits now. This bit's a little bit more hidden, a bit more sensible. And we're gaining altitude pretty quickly because it's pretty steep. And we've just caught a glimpse round this corner of the chimney, which is kind of the very last bit of the climb, and the bit we're a bit unsure about, to be honest. There's a little plateau that sits below the chimney, which I think we can get to. And I think the chimney is only the last, what is it, about 60-70 feet or something like that?
Not much, yeah.
No, it's not much, but it's, from what we've seen on YouTube, it's quite sketchy, quite steep, and it's got the rope wires all the way up. So, But that said, it is dry. Not promising anything, but we'll go and have a look at it, I reckon. Well, we've not done much filming for the past, I don't know, half hour, 40 minutes or so, because we've been getting our heads down and tackling this. It's steep and it's not too bad, but it's a bit loose. It's kind of that dry, dusty stuff which you can slip on quite easily, but it's tough going. So there be your chimney. Doesn't look like much, does it? Well, we'll see. The clouds creeping in from behind, and this up above us is the true summit. What are we thinking? There's that wire heading up there. Don't really know what it's going to be like.
I'm going to give it a go.
Yeah, okay. Let's see how it goes.
Risk it for a biscuit.
Go on then. Okay, so first bit wasn't too bad. This is kind of a crux section here, which is pretty damn steep. You okay?
I'm good.
The hearts are beating, that's for sure.
Feel it alive.
It's steep, and down that side is a big drop. So I'm going to put the camera away and do this little section myself. Oh, sugar. Are you alright? Did I hurt you? Well done. Well, top of the chimney.
Amazing.
Absolutely stunning.
Couldn't ask for better.
I mean, views in all directions. We've just crouched down here out of the wind because it is a bit breezy.
Yeah.
But just absolutely unreal. Everywhere you turn.
Just stunning.
Over behind us there. But yeah, the little hop up with the wire. Interesting.
Got the heart beating.
Good job I put my tight underpants on this morning.
There were plenty of footholds and handholds. It's just
very, very exposed.
care is needed, and I would say
Yeah.
not for anyone with vertigo.
And we haven't gone down it yet, obviously, so that's going to be interesting.
We're up here. No idea how we're going to get down.
But absolutely amazing.
Absolutely incredible.
Stunning. So I'll pop you up into the wind and we'll have a quick look around. All 360. Well, we've just put our lives in the hands of that wire, and it worked. Well, that was mega.
It really was.
We weren't quite sure whether we were going to make it up to the top of that chimney.
Why do you always fall on you?
Oh, it's hilarious. Nearly just gone over backwards. Anyway, Yeah, I mean, you can just see those guys at the top of it there. We weren't quite sure whether we were going to make it, but exhilarating little scramble with, I don't think we could have done it without that wire, could we?
No, yeah, that's definitely, I had
there was
weight on that.
a couple of places where you were just putting all your weight leaning back out from the rock, holding onto the wire, which was exhilarating to say the least. But made up, we did it.
Absolutely made up.
Well, I think this rocky outcrop has got lunch written all over it with a view like that. And there's some partying going on down in Corrida-Curral still. So we ain't done too much filming. We've just been picking our way down, haven't we? Yeah. We're both still absolutely buzzing off that. Kind of really made up that we managed to get up the chimney because we weren't sure whether that was going to happen or not.
So pleased.
But yeah, chuffed with that. And now, yeah, we've got a 5 o'clock pickup back at Boca da Corrida. And it is now nearly 3:10. We haven't rejoined the main path yet. We had a nice little stop for lunch, didn't we? And a little play with the drone again.
Beautiful views over
Yeah,
to
views right
Valley,
down
Nuvo.
into the valley and into the high peaks in the distance, kind of over there. Yeah, lovely lunch stop. But now we're trying to chomp the miles in, so we're not going to be late for our pickup with Felipe. Lovely bit of exposure down here. Leaning right all the way. And finally we get to see the Pico Grande cliffs in all their glory, which were totally covered in cloud this morning. Hard to get an idea of scale, but they are massive. You can just see that path snaking under there. That's the Encomiada path. Drops down there. And you can just see down in the distance, that's the Serra da Agua Valley. Just beautiful landscapes everywhere you turn. And that is us back on the main path, back to Boca da Corrida. So everywhere we didn't have views this morning, we now have views. And there is the top of Pico Grande in all its glory. Nice to see it without the cloud. Well, a big thank you to the weather gods today. Don't know if you can see, but just the far side of the summit now where the chimney is, clouds rolled in and it's a whiteout. So to say we were lucky is a bit of an understatement, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Well, by the sounds of it, the party is continuing down in Corrida-Curral. Music and fireworks, live bands, all sorts of stuff. So it's been nice to be up here and out of it.
Yeah.
But we are about, I don't know, 1/3 of a K from the car park now. And feeling it on the legs.
Yeah.
It has been hard work, but an absolute belter.
Absolutely incredible.
Yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it.
We've flirted with Pico Grande.
Yeah, for a couple of years, really.
A good couple of years, giving it admiring glances.
Winking at it.
We've gone over to the left, we've gone over to the right and skirted round in different directions.
Yeah.
But today was the day we come.
Yeah, and been so lucky with the weather. We keep glancing back and it's still only up towards the top, but it's still cloud capped, so at the top of the chimney you would get no views.
Yeah.
But for the little, I don't know, 45 minutes to an hour that we were up there, totally clear. So we've been so lucky on the weather front.
Amazing.
But yes, we're heading back on into the car park now, hopefully meeting Felipe on time. And Well, he'd mentioned we were going to go back to the hotel, but he mentioned on the way up possibly stopping at some viewpoints over some of the highest sea cliffs on the island.
Yeah, I think there's a bit of a kind of glass floor.
Yeah, a sort of viewpoint with a glass floor.
So hopefully we might do that, so it might not be bye.
So we'll kind of sign off and say bye, but we might catch you up in a little bit looking over some very high sea cliffs. But if we don't, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.
Thank you.
Ta-ta for now.
See you later.
See ya.